awesome. All right, now we're ready for storyteller group number 2. At 3.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Well, act three.
it's act 3.
You're right.
It
You're
could
right.
be confusing. But we're very bright people.
That's why I had an awesome math teacher.
Yes, and speaking of that,
Miss Kemp, please come to the stage. Guys, she was my math teacher in 9th grade, and she saw me for the first time tonight. I am not the same talkative, no man and little girl anymore, so she was so happy to see me, and I was so happy to see her. Miss Kemp, please come to the stage.
that's the answer. Yeah.
Thank you, Kayla. She was a great student. You know, it's a coincidence that I have twins, Harrison and Spencer, in that story. Anyway, I am first on the American scene. My parents were both born and raised in Europe. My dad, Italy, and my mom, Germany. They came to this country in their late teens. They didn't speak any English. They met. They got married. They had 6 children in 7 years, 8 months. No twins, all singletons. They had no troubles with communicating in the love language, right? Anyway, there were 3 boys and 3 girls. I am the baby. My dad demanded respect in the family. And he was the man. He had the final word. That was non-negotiable. That is who my dad was. We called him either Dad or Daddy. Not Daddy, Daddy with an E. And the only way I can think of, because that's not a word, the only way I can think of that name came about was his Italian accent saying Daddy as Daddy. So that's what we called him, either Dad or Daddy. My brother came up to me and he's like, hey, I'm going to call him Pops today. I'm like, no, you're not. Yeah, I am. No, you can't do that. Why? Because he is Ilario Emilio Fabrini, and calling him Pops, he'll look at that as disrespect. My dad came home. Sure enough, there he is, greeting him with a, hiya, Pops. Well, my dad didn't waste any time in saying, I'll pop you one. That was disrespect to him. You know, an American dad would be like, that's right, it's Pops. Come here, my little buddy. Not my dad. My gosh, can you imagine if he said, Pops? My dad would be like, I'll give you a pop. I don't know. I only knew one grandparent. It was my grandma, and it was my dad's mother. Now, she wasn't nearly as warm and fuzzy as my dad. Of 6 kids, we traveled 4 hours to go see Grandma. I get out of the car, I'm a little girl, and she takes one look at me and she said, you're fucked. Well, that's what a little girl wants to hear. I look up at my mom, I'm like, seriously, this is going to be a long visit. Well, all 6 kids get into the house, and we couldn't play in the backyard because there was an alley, and you never know what kind of creepy person's back there. The front of the house had a busy street, or a street that had cars passing, and that was dangerous, so the only thing we could do was stay inside. Grandma had one game. It was the game Cootie. I don't know if you're familiar with Cootie, but it is a plastic bug building game, and the maximum amount of players is 4. There are 6 of us. So 2 are always cheering on the other 4, and it's like your sibling rolls the die, and they get a leg, and you're like, yes, you got a leg. Now get 5 more. Give me my turn. But it was never fun at Grandma's. Fast forward about 20 years, I'm married. My mom calls me and she's like, you better call your grandmother. Never fun. Okay. 2 months pass. You didn't call your grandmother. Call your grandmother. Okay, I'll call my grandmother. I call her up And she said, she answers, hello. Hi, Grandma. Ma, who is? Guess. Is it Linda? No, it's not Linda. Guess again. Aliza. Seriously? I sound like Linda. She's playing me at this point. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to play back. She has one more granddaughter to guess. And so I said, no, it's not Lisa. It's the pretty one. She's got to say my name, right? She said, Ajiki. Yes, it is the pretty one. It's a Jackie. She let me believe and feel pretty all of about 2 seconds because she quickly responded with a muerto de resurrección. Seriously? All of a sudden, she has me rising from the dead. Honestly, it was more like me rising the courage to call her. But, you know, any other grandmother, like an American grandma, would have been, oh, honey, I'm so glad you're calling me. I was just baking you cookies. Not my grandmother. She has me dead until I call her. But you know what? She loved her grandkids. She was very big in family. Once we started talking, it bridged that gap of death. And I was alive again in her head. But anyway, my mother is the sweetest person you will ever meet. She is good, kind, forgiving, loving, and sometimes a little too honest. One time, we were sitting at the dinner table, and she looked at my brother, and she said, my Schatz, you're so good looking. And I thought, nice, Mom. That's a good compliment. Keep it there. But you can almost hear there's a but coming. Sure enough, she said, but we need to do something about that tooth. Are you kidding me, Mom? You couldn't just say he was good looking? No. She had my brother feeling like he was a GQ model and turning into Bucky. And so, anyway, that's just the way it is. You know, an American mom would be like, you can be whatever you want to be. My German mother, you can be whatever you want to be. Just look good doing it. One last thing. I have twins, Harry and Spence. And my mother loved to come from California to help me raise the boys. And anyway, they were little boys in a stroller. And she would love to tell them stories and talk in German to them and sing to them. One day, I was in the next room and I heard her singing, Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red, brown, yellow, green, black, and white, they're all... I about fell out of my chair. Did you just say green? I ran over to the next room and I said, Mom, hey, there are no green children. But there are no green children. I didn't say this. Yeah, who are the children that Jesus loves? Red, brown, yellow, green, black, and white. You see, you just said green. There are no green children. What am I supposed to say? Red, brown, yellow, black, white? That doesn't sound right. But there are no green children. But you know what? Think about it. Listen to all the outer space talk we've got going on today. She was a woman ahead of her time. She already had the green children counted. Today, you never know, right? Anyway, I love my family. I am who I am today because of my family, and I wouldn't trade them for anything. Thank you.
does shape us into